This week, construction begins on South Jordan's newest school.
And as a Dan Evans' Growing Utah report shows us, even more schools are already being planned for the Daybreak area.
We're grateful to just see how many hands it takes to build a school.
Construction officially began this week in Daybreak for Utah's newest elementary school.
You can see the need for schools like this, so it will alleviate some crowding in two neighboring schools.
District leaders say they're just trying to keep up with new growth in the area.
We grow at about the size of a middle school every single year. Jordan School District is the 4th largest district in the state of Utah and grows tremendously.
And this new school can help handle most of the growth and will alleviate crowding in two neighboring schools.
This school will house about 1,000 students. We anticipate it will probably open fairly full.
The Mountain Creek Middle School Concert Choir sang as part of the groundbreaking. The elementary is expected to be open in the fall of 2021, but the district is also planning to build several other schools.
We also own land for 2 more elementary schools, a middle school and a high school out here.
And in case you're wondering who's paying for all this new construction,
this school is being paid for by a lease revenue bond. We're desperately trying to keep the burden off of the taxpayers. We will not be raising taxes in order to pay for this school.
There is no planned name for the elementary, but before the doors open, future students will decide what to call it.
We usually wait until the school is built, and then after the school is built, we start doing boundary changes. And once the boundaries are set, then we ask the students who will be attending this school what they want to name the school.
Dan Evans, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Breck Bolton in the Weather Center and taking Mary Poppins' advice of let's go fly a kite. But meanwhile, my hair is like, I'm done with this wind.
I know, it's been blowing and just howling across northern Utah, even the south getting into the mix. These winds with a stalled front, which is bringing a few showers in extreme northern Utah. But the winds, don't worry, will be calming down as we move into the work week. Currently, though, as we look down in St. George, beautiful weather, a lot of sunshine, a few clouds around, temperatures in the 60s, winds out of the southwest at 20 miles per hour. So yes, even southwestern Utah seeing some stronger winds. Across the Wasatch Front, we're hanging on to some clouds. Still holding on to the 60s, though, as temperatures about 10 degrees above normal. Now, again, we've been seeing wind gusts 30, 40 miles per hour, even as we look over to areas such as Delta, close to 50 miles per hour. But as we look at your headlines, we are looking at winds subsiding here as we look overnight. Now, temperatures, as they have been mild, we'll hang on to at least for the next couple of days, but we've been talking about this midweek storm. It's still holding together. It will bring unsettled weather pretty much statewide and bring some cooler temperatures. Now, as we look at your watches and warnings, we do have a wind advisory in place, still incorporating most of northwestern through west central Utah, and even Salt Lake and Tooele valleys. That should remain in place until 10 o'clock. That's where we'll see some improvements. Confirming that, looking ahead, our future windcasts, moving the clock here tonight. Again, those winds calm down. Tomorrow, the focus turns towards more southern Nevada as the winds kind of breezy in southwestern Utah, but these strong winds, we'll just let go of them in preparation, though, for our next storm system. A few isolated showers across northern Utah. We've been seeing a few light isolated even thunderstorms rolling through areas north of Tremont, pushing mainly through southern Idaho, but we can't rule out that we could still see maybe an isolated shower northern end of the Wasatch Front through extreme northern Utah over towards Wendover. And that's about it. Front moving away, our next front lining up. It gets here as we look towards Tuesday. Let's take a look at the potential for precipitation here, where as we move the clock tonight through tomorrow, drier air begins to move in. Now, tomorrow morning early, we can still hold on to an isolated shower, again, near the Utah-Idaho border. For tomorrow, we're not worried about showers, winds calming down. Increasing clouds, though, as a low-pressure system tracking through Nevada, digging southward, giving us a line there of our next front as that rolls through Tuesday afternoon, initially impacting southern Utah, but then overnight Tuesday through Wednesday, northern Utah getting into the mix. And this storm coming in from the west will drop temperatures, but it's warm enough that we'll see rain in the valleys, snow in the mountains, snow levels dropping down to about 6,000 feet as we look late Tuesday night through Wednesday morning. So again, this is not a season-changing storm. But we'll see some cooler temperatures. But for the next couple of days, it looks to be mild. Again, that chance of an isolated rain shower, eastern Nevada, extreme northern Utah for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll call it partly cloudy skies. Still a little breezy out there throughout western Utah. But all in all, we'll hold on to these mild temperatures as we look with highs in the 60s all across northern Utah, even down through St. George. Now, as I mentioned, for the Dixie area, the rain gets going Tuesday. Lingering rain showers Wednesday, even into Thursday. Temperatures cooling off into the 50s. Now, models indicating that we do have another storm next weekend. It's kind of late in the weekend as it'll bring another chance of some rain showers. That storm could bring some colder temperatures. Again, hopefully not bringing more snow back into the forecast. But for northern Utah, we're looking at late showers Tuesday, a possibility of an isolated thunderstorm, rain on Wednesday, down into the 50s. Even cooler, 40s on Thursday with some scattered rain showers there. Dry Friday, some clouds Saturday, rain on Sunday. Now, long-range model shows that storm on Sunday moving into Monday could bring snow levels down to the benches. But all in all, this week will keep temperatures, well, above normal, at least until Wednesday and Thursday, and a few spring showers as well.
All right, Breck. Well, at least it's somewhat consistent throughout the week.
It is a pretty consistent
week. Really have
week.
to take in Friday and Saturday.
I
though,
know.
if you want
Mixed bag, though, but at least for the next couple of days, we get 60s.
Great. Thanks, Breck. Still to come, Walmart making a major change, but still plans to keep customers stocked up. Next, we're going to show you what stores are doing instead of simply shutting down.
Plus, Disney's new plans to help keep kids that are stuck at home entertained and get some of the pressure off those parents.
In today's Money Watch, starting today, Walmart stores in those neighborhood markets will begin operating from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Now, this change is geared towards 24-hour stores. The locations open for shorter hours already will keep those same hours. The company's executive vice president and COO making the announcement Saturday. The move is in an attempt to, quote, ensure associates are able to stock the products and cleaning and sanitizing. Other retailers already going through similar routes are H-E-B, Publix, which are both based in southern states, announcing early closings as well.
Meanwhile, Nike shutting its doors due to the global coronavirus pandemic. The athletic maker is closing all of its stores in the U.S., Canada, Western Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. According to the company, the stores will close Monday and reopen Friday, March 27th. Workers will still be paid in full during this time off. Nike says it is still keeping its stores open in South Korea, Japan, most of China, and in, quote, many other countries.
A Las Vegas sportsbook and casinos in multiple states closing temporarily amid the coronavirus pandemic. Wynn Las Vegas confirmed to ESPN on Friday that its sportsbook and poker room will close for an undetermined amount of time beginning today. The Wynn is the first Nevada casino to shut down its sportsbook since the coronavirus caused almost all professional and collegiate sports to suspend play.
Still to come, one of the biggest spreaders of germs is oftentimes right in your hand. We've got some tips on how to keep your cell phone clean to keep you healthy.
And people sharing stories online of communities coming together to get through the COVID-19 outbreak. Coming up at 5:30, see the steps people are taking to make sure their neighbors are doing okay.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Live at 5:30.
All around the state, people are doing their part to take care of their neighbors.
Always nice to hear some good news. Fox 13's John Franke takes a look at some of the positive things happening right in our community.
For every image of people cleaning out store shelves, there are stories of others being unselfish. We're seeing firsthand sometimes the worst of times can bring out the best of us.
Fox 13 recently asked our viewers on Facebook what they're most concerned about as news of the coronavirus surrounds us. Hundreds of people responded, and the results were somewhat alarming. One person who said she has a child with no immune system wrote, "This is terrifying to us." A woman who describes herself as elderly said with things like church and the senior center closed, she's never felt so isolated, alone, and scared before. Young or old, the coronavirus is impacting our daily lives, but there are some in our community who want to help. A Facebook group called Salt Lake Valley COVID-19 Mutual Aid was organized this weekend, with hundreds of people signing up so they can help. Scrolling through the posts, it doesn't take very long to see how selfless people can be. One person wrote, "We're available to share, deliver things, anything that's needed." Another added, "Has anyone found a way to help the elderly that may be living alone? They are breaking my heart. I'll run all their errands. And maybe the busiest people among us these days are those who work for grocery stores. One man who said he works at Harmon's wrote, "If there's a way to help, let me know." We reached out to Harmon's. They tell us it's all hands on deck. In a statement, their president said, "Our associates are dedicated to help keep products available and accessible to our customers." Examples of people trying to help each other so we all can get through this.
Harmon's added they're hopeful the impact of coronavirus to Utahns is minimal. That's a statement we can all get behind. By the way, you can tell us how the coronavirus is affecting you. Just go to our Facebook page and leave a message. In the newsroom, Sean Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
For parents looking for something to do with their kids home this week, Utah's Hoggle Zoo is staying open. They recently posted to Facebook that the zoo is operating as normal with some exceptions. They're closing the small animal building, Great Ape Lobby, Creekside Playground, the train, and others listed here. They are promising to increase cleaning of the common areas and are adding extra hand sanitizer stations throughout the zoo.
But as Breck Bolton's showing us the 7-day forecast, it might not be the best week here in northern Utah to go to the zoo.
Well, we get a couple of days where definitely you could take advantage of that, in that temperatures will still be above normal and winds subsiding as we look towards tomorrow. But we're hanging on to these strong winds for the rest of the afternoon into the evening. It's been a beautiful day, though, for most of the state. Lots of sunshine in central and southern and eastern Utah. View in Moab revealing that there we're seeing just winds anywhere between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, no threat of any showers. Now, extreme northern Utah, as we saw yesterday, a different story. Dark clouds accumulating there as you look across Cache Valley just south of Logan. It's definitely seeing some mountain showers, even a few isolated thunderstorms as you look towards Tremont and further northward throughout southern Idaho. But here's a view from our Oquirrh Mountain camera looking west across I-80, the Twila Valley, where we still have a wind advisory in place. Stronger winds, western Utah, as you can see, anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's sustained winds, but still potentially could find wind gusts in excess of 40 to 50 miles per hour. As we'll hang on to a wind advisory across western Utah, incorporating both Salt Lake and Tooele Valleys. But under these south winds, again, as we look at those current temperatures, above normal for most locations. We're in the 60s, Ogden through Salt Lake City, close to 60 degrees in Manti, low 60s in Moab, and even mid-60s in St. George. We're still in a southerly flow. Moisture getting pushed away, so even though we're seeing these isolated showers across extreme northern Utah, as we move throughout the evening into the early morning hours, we'll just be looking at just a few isolated showers in extreme northern Utah. So again, for the evening, at least early evening hours, the potential for the northern Wasatch Front to see an isolated shower is a possibility. The rest of the Wasatch Front, you'll be okay. Decreasing clouds, I should say, overnight, as winds will subside by tomorrow morning. So overnight lows not too bad. We'll hang on to these mild temperatures, but we're going to see a pretty significant temperature drop as we talk about the middle of the week with that next storm bringing in, well, is it going to bring rain or snow? How far low do snow levels go? I'll let you know coming up.
It's no secret your phone is covered in germs. One study even found that cell phones carry 10 times more bacteria than most toilet seats.
And when all of this comes to COVID-19, the virus can remain on surfaces for as long as 9 days. So how can you effectively clean your devices? Kurt, the cyber guy, is going to show us how.
Yeah, it's time to unfriend our filthy phones. It turns out that 92% of cell phones swabbed test positive for microbial pathogens capable of infection. Now, what we know is that COVID-19 coronavirus can live for hours to as many as 9 days on sub-objects. And with community spread in full swing, new guidance out on how to properly sanitize your phone. Apple changing their tune, saying it's okay to use Clorox wipe or 70% or greater isopropyl alcohol pads on your phone and tablets. Now, here's the right way to get your germs off your phone. First, unplug any wires and then put your phone on a clean paper towel. Wipe the sides, then the back, and go all over the front. And don't use any abrasive cleaners or bathe your phone or spray it directly with any of the EPA-approved cleaners. Put the phone on a clean towel when you're done. Finally, wash your hands, dry them, and you're good to go with your phone. New technology can kick it up to a cleaner state. This is an ultraviolet light-powered device called Phone Soap Pro. Put in your dirty phone, and in 5 minutes, the UVC light inside makes it germ-free. Although phone soap is sold out, back orders are available and pricing starts at about $100. Aside from cleaning your phone, the most important adjustment is to practice phone distancing. Keep your phone away from your face. That means use earbuds to speakerphone instead. Don't pass your phone to others. Sanitize a tablet, screen, and your keyboard the same exact way. You can see all the Cyber Guy tips online at cyberguy.com. I'm Kurt the Cyber Guy for Fox News.
For the second time this week, rockets were fired at a military base in Iraq where American forces are stationed. 3 members of the U.S.-led coalition were injured. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more.
It's the second rocket attack against U.S. forces in Iraq since Wednesday. Fox News has learned one of the 3 wounded Americans is in critical condition and had to be medevaced out immediately. The head of U.S. forces in the Middle East says he doesn't have enough drones overhead to see what's going on.
I don't have enough ISR to be everywhere all the time. The truck was probably covered until seconds before they set the timer and ran away. So you've got a very limited period of time when it appears as a missile-loaded truck.
This time, the rockets were fired from underground behind a cement wall, knocked down moments before the strike. These photos from a U.S. military spokesman in Baghdad show 56 tubes to launch Katyusha rockets, but only about half successfully fired and hit the base. The attack was carried out in broad daylight. Normally, attacks like this take place at night. It shows the level of sophistication Iranian-backed forces have in carrying out these attacks. It's hard for U.S. drones to see what's going on behind a cement wall under a covered roof. Iraqi forces say they arrested the owner of the garage used to launch the attack Saturday. The latest attacks come 3 days after 2 Americans and a British Army medic were killed at the same base on Wednesday, Camp Taji, located 17 miles north of Baghdad. This drone video shows the aftermath from U.S. Air Force jets who destroyed 5 weapon sites Thursday night used by Kataib Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed militias General McKenzie says carried out the attack Wednesday, and who officials say likely carried out the attack Saturday. For the first time since 2012, General McKenzie has 2 aircraft carrier strike groups in the region, the USS Harry S. Truman and USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's not immediately clear what the response from the Trump administration will be. The U.S. military could launch retaliatory strikes very soon. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
France is closing all restaurants, cafes, cinemas, and clubs to fight the coronavirus pandemic. The Prime Minister says it applies to all places that do not perform an essential function. All cafes, bars, restaurants, and theaters were ordered to close as of midnight on Saturday. That announcement from the French government taking many people here in Paris by surprise. A lot of them were still out on the streets of the capital enjoying a meal or a drink. Places of worship will remain open, but religious ceremonies and gatherings will be postponed.
There's a disturbing new report concerning allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation involving peacekeeping and political missions by the United Nations. A report by the UN says allegations involving civilian personnel nearly doubled. The report says more than half of those accusations were related to the UN peacekeeping mission in Central African republics.
The Queen is moving to Windsor Castle over coronavirus fears. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth was taken from Buckingham Palace to Windsor Castle this weekend, with plans in place to quarantine her and Prince Philip at Sandringham if outbreaks worsen. 10 more people have died, taking the UK toll to 21, with confirmed cases rocketing to more than 1,000. As more confirmed cases of COVID-19 are being identified here in the United States, doctors are asking asthma patients or people with similar respiratory conditions to make sure they're maintaining a proper health regimen.
Michael Martin shows us how that can make a difference in how your body responds to this virus.
Know your own body best.
In the midst of escalating concerns over COVID-19 infections here in the United States, allergy specialist Dr. Karen Gell is telling her patients to stay vigilantly on top of their health issues.
And many infections will start with the upper respiratory tract, and we know that in the asthmatic population, if we don't clear that up, we won't have much control of clearing the lung up.
Health problems can compound significantly for someone who is not properly managing their asthma symptoms and contracts COVID-19.
I think it's important for all of us to stay calm during all of this. It gets easy to overread everything, but most of us know how to take care of ourselves.
And for those with respiratory ailments, taking care of yourself means knowing your baseline, how your body feels when everything is being taken care of.
So it's really important for the whole airway to be in good shape. Let's use your judgment, but if you're an asthmatic that's unstable particularly, that may be a reason to kind of more stay home and hunker down.
If someone has asthma and then contracts COVID-19, doctors would have to treat the symptoms of the asthma, so you aren't fighting the virus with a compromised immune system. But how can you tell the difference between coronavirus and asthma?
The cough may be a little bit more dry in COVID. Again, more of a mucousy, wet cough could be a little bit more associated with asthma, but cough is one, fever, and generally over 100, and then just shortness of breath. And that's the thing that we'll really be watching for. How short of breath does someone get? Because respiratory failure is one of the worries and would require hospitalization.
So, Dr. Gell says patients should make sure they have enough of their medication, are using saline nasal spray, and talking to their doctor if your condition changes.
I think it's important for all of us to stay calm during all of this. It gets easy to overread everything, but most of us know how to take care of ourselves.
Customs officials at LAX seized a stash of fake coronavirus testing kits. CBP officers discovered the bags on Thursday containing vials filled with a white liquid and labeled as COVID-19 test kits. Officials say after the virus outbreak in China, opportunists tried selling fake kits before being shut down by the Chinese government. They're warning consumers to avoid home testing kits altogether.
Hollywood feeling the hurt over the COVID-19 outbreak. We're going to have a special report showing the impact the virus is having on entertainment.
Plus, Disney hoping to help parents looking for kid-friendly activities. After the break, the changes they are making to keep kids stuck home entertained.
It's Selection Sunday. Will we get a bracket even without the tournament? And there's some NFL news, a new CBA, and a quarterback getting paid with a big contract.
Well, much like the sports world, the Hollywood and entertainment industries have been greatly affected by the coronavirus over the past couple of weeks.
Fox Entertainment reporter Kevin McCarthy recaps all of the major Hollywood and entertainment stories, including major film release delays, Broadway closing, festival cancellations, and more.
Hey everybody, it's Kevin McCarthy here for the Fox Entertainment All-Stars to break down how the coronavirus is affecting the entertainment industry.
Hold on.
The latest blockbusters to be delayed due to the coronavirus include Fast 9 moving from May of 2020 to April of 2021. John Krasinski's A Quiet Place Part 2 also postponed to an unannounced release date, and Disney's Mulan finally moved from March 27th to an unannounced release date as well.
James Bond.
Rewinding back to March 4th, the latest James Bond film, No Time to Die, moved 7 months from April to November of 2020.
We have to go back to where it all started.
The big question now is what will happen to the global release of the new Marvel Studios film Black Widow, which has a domestic release of May 1st. Late-night hosts have moved to recording their shows without in-studio audiences. Broadway has also gone dark by suspending all shows' performances through April 12th. Major festivals have postponed or canceled, including Coachella and Stagecoach moving to October. Last week, the Austin-based music, film, and arts festival South by Southwest was canceled for the first time in their 34-year history. Concerts worldwide are also being postponed. Pearl Jam took to Twitter with a 10-tweet thread about having to cancel the first leg of their North American tour. Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, took to social media saying they both tested positive for coronavirus. Hanks recently updated the world via Twitter from isolation in Australia with his wife, Rita Wilson, saying, quote, "Remember, despite all the current events, there is no crying in baseball."
There's no crying! There's no crying in baseball!
I'm Kevin McCarthy for the Fox Entertainment All-Stars.
And if you were planning on seeing the Jonas Brothers in Las Vegas, you're going to have to hold on. The Jonas Brothers are canceling their Las Vegas residency. The band posting on Instagram and Twitter to make the announcement saying, quote, "Nothing is more important than everyone's health and safety." The post also says people will be refunded for their tickets. This adds to the list of canceled music events, including several concerts by big names like the Zac Brown Band and Pentatonix.
The list keeps on growing, but good news for parents looking for something to keep their kids stuck at home busy. Disney Plus trying to help by streaming one of its extremely popular animated features way ahead of schedule. Disney Plus streaming Frozen 2 starts today. The company's CEO releasing a statement saying the movie has, quote, powerful themes of perseverance and the importance of family, messages that are incredibly relevant during this time. In Canada, the Netherlands, Australia, and New Zealand, it will be ready to stream Wednesday.
All right, in today's Hot Shots, a hiker rescued after a climbing accident, plus a student's news service to help those struggling with the coronavirus update.
But first, a Las Vegas wedding chapel helping bring new couples together virtually. Chapel of the Flowers celebrating its 60th anniversary Saturday by marrying 55 couples online. The service is part of the new COVID-19 steps to avoid casual contact between couples, families, and the clergymen themselves. Those with family or friends who couldn't make the service in person, of course, had the option to tune in to the service via a live web stream. Chapel of the Flowers says with everything going on, it's good to focus on something positive.
There you go, Brian. Think your fiance would be okay with that?
Nope.
Maybe a little cheaper. Okay, a hiker is recovering after a boulder fell on him in Arizona. He was hiking Camelback Mountain Saturday morning, and he stopped to let other hikers pass him on the trail. But when he did that, he leaned against a 300-pound boulder.